Welcome back, guys. This is Black Woman 7, and today we'll be going over our, well, I guess you could say the finals for DGBA, our team builder, and also the finals video. So I will have a description. I will have and also somewhere in this title link, you'll see the link for the battle. So if you want to skip over to the game, be my guest. So I am gonna go over my team. So if you guys are very confused or what I had, well, here's why. So basically, this is finals and we're up against Golden, and last time I faced Golden, it was a bit of a bloodbath. I'll admit I didn't really brought my best A game versus that game. And I think in that game, I pretty much asked for a lot in order to win that game. A lot, especially from Coco, and hopefully I'm able to mitigate that. So and in this game it's still nonetheless like different. Like this matchup is still nonetheless, like, I'd say very difficult, because I mean Golden has pretty much been like one of the, I think he's been like he has the second best record, and he's pretty much one of the top two guys. Obviously it's pretty much like this finals pretty much determines who is gonna win the DGBA, so for the D League, or not D League, but for D2. So yeah, basically, this is gonna be like pretty much is all from all the marbles going up for this game. So yeah, all right. So let me just stop stuttering and let's just get right into it. So, all right. So his team is Genesect. A lot of, like, you notice two Pokemon right there, like Genesect and Shaymin. Yes, they do allow them. So, likewise, I have Kangaskhan, as you see on the screen. So, like, certain moves, certain abilities, like certain moves, certain items are banned on them. Like Genesect, you can only use drives. Shaymin, you can't use not Leaf Storm, but Sea Flare and Air Slash. And there's something else, but I forgot. But I think that's it. Oh yeah, I think Genesect, you can't have like moves like Shift Gear and Rock Polish or something like that. So yeah, but yeah, like the rest of his team's kind of like somewhat standard. Run Wash, Mega Dansey, Hippo, Kamo, Incineroar, Meloetta, Miss Magius, Drapion, and Drillbur. So as you can see, that's my team. Mega Kang, Tapu Koko, Keldeo, Roserade, Gliscor, Latias, Bronzong, Comfy, Moltres, Scrafty, and Dustclap. So I might as well just say why I didn't bring certain mods, and you'll see. Dustclaps, even though I didn't bring it the whole season, pretty obvious. He's just gonna Volt Switch around it. Scrafty, I mean Volt Switch into Diancie and Shaman, and it just pressures me. Moltres, pretty much the same thing. Though Genesect could pretty much run, like, let's say like an electric drive. I don't know what you call it, but or Thunderbolt, or just rely on, like, let's say getting like a download boost. And I just didn't want that. So, and then lastly, Roserade, and Roserade I didn't bring, because even though I brought it last time, I didn't bring Rose because I think it was much more difficult. It would be much, like, I'd rather have something that's more faster, reliably faster, and bulkier, as you'll see next in some of my mods, and Keldeo, pretty much the same thing, like Shaman's Guide, Genesect. Well, some Genesects. So it only depends, like, on the moveset and what sets I run with Keldeo. So, like, I didn't think Keldeo was reliable in this game. So, thinking on what his matchup would be, like, I don't think it was interesting. Drillbur, Mismagius, or Incineroar. And then it's really like between Genesect, Rotom. Like, I honestly think Genesect and Shaymin, Mega Diancie will come. Also Hippo. So Kamo, Rotom, Meloetta, and Miss Aegis is probably in like the maybe group. Then like Drapion and Instin and Drillbur, I'm not so sure. So yeah. Then again, Drillbur kind of gets walled by like most of my team. So yeah, except Coco. But nonetheless, we'll just get around to the team builder. So let's just get this real quick. So we have a Wish Support Kang. Pretty much, the reason why I went for this set is because this is probably going to be our main lead for this game. and main cleric slash wall. Um, my goal is to try to keep this Kingston as healthy as possible. So like obviously like there are certain Pokemon I needed this for, like Genesect, like and Shaymins, also Diancie. So I needed like something that's really Spadef, being able to take them down or at least wall them. Obviously, Body Slam might not be the best option, but when you think about it, having the 51% chance to paralyze stuff is really useful in this game, especially against those mons. If I could get paralysis on any of those mons, that'll be cool, or it'll be good. I guess you could say that. Gives me speed control, gives me a way to like mitigate his faster mons or Genesect for sure. Of course, like Diancie could like probably stay in the regular form, just try to set up with Calm Minds, Rock Polishes, Sharpens, I don't know, but whatever. I do have Toxic just to wear down Hippo, Rotom in case they have like Rocky Helmet or whatever, and Wish Protect, of course, just to have like Wish support. So yeah, not really much to say there, but pretty much my base like wall slash cleric game. So here we have Coco, which is Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Z Grass Knot, and Dazzling Gleam. Pretty standard here. I didn't run Roost because I felt this was going to be one of those games where I'm just going to be Volt Switching or Thunderbolting shit around. Similar to how he's just going to be U-turning a lot with Genesect. I have the faster Pokemon with Coco. Hopefully, because of course some of his Pokemon are ideal to be Scarfed. Like, say, Rotom, Shaymin, like Kamo, like Meloetta, and even like Drapion, so I gotta be careful with that. And also Drillbur could outspeed me, so Thunderbolt, I pretty much wanted to have like a main stab. Of course, I'm fast enough to not just outspeed, like let's say, was it Shaymin, but also Period Form for Meloetta in case he brings that. So, and I do have Volt Switch because I don't want to play around with those situations where like I feel like where I have to like decide to like switch out, so or just attack what's in front of me, and if I don't get the kill, so Volt Switch is pretty much my way of like trying to like get chip damage while getting in the right switch in. So that's pretty much like why I have Volt Switch for Coco here, and that Grass Knot is basically with the Grass EMC is pretty much intended for Rotom, Hippo with Mega Diancie. Not really, like not much else to say there. And then Dazzling Gleam, I actually was deciding between Hidden Power Ice, Nature's Madness, and there's some other options I thought of, but then last minute I decided, Nature's Madness was just kind of inconsistent. Roost, I don't think there's a situation where like I could get a Roost. And Dazzling Gleam, it was between the Ice and Dazzling Gleam. Like, and I felt Dazzling was more consistent because at least I hit like Kamo, which this team is slightly weak to. So yeah, so I decided to have Dazzling for that. So I think that's pretty much it for Coco. Just being my fast pivot, fast option, my fast revenge killer. So yeah, here we have Latias, which is pretty much semi-standard, I guess you could say. 252, 252 EVs. Just going for like the speed type for the Latias or the Mega Diancie. Psychic, Surf, Calm Mind, Roost. Now the thing with this is that Calm Mind with Life Orb pretty much like 2-hit kills this entire team. Like even Incineroar, a rock switching, like it just doesn't take that very well. Of course, mons like Drapion can wall this, and of course Genesect can take a hit and U-turn back. But if Genesect is already like taking like a lot of damage, like say like around 30%, it won't be able to take like a +1 Calm Mind boosted Surf, so with Life Orb. So, and that's if like Genesect is not like his regular offensive set, so no bulk or maybe a little, but not so much. So. Pretty much a win con for this Latias. I wanted something to be able to switch into Hippo a lot, but of course, I wanted to make sure that I had another mod that could just sort of be like a wall breaker, sort of be a pivot on option against Rotom. But then again, you know, Rotom can always U-turn, so yeah. And again, not so sure what else I want. So, anyways, here we have Gliscor, which is pretty nice here. I don't know if you hear that, but someone's sneezing. Basically, this Gliscor set is pretty, I would say, standardish, I guess you could call it. It just has Earthquake, Knockoff, U-turn. Like, I couldn't really think of like a good moveset to run with Gliscor. Like, there was one set I thought of which was like Subtoxic, which was like sort of like Gen 5 from Gen 5, but then I realized, you know, if he brings Shaymin with sub or Rotom with sub, then I'm pretty much screwed. So I just figured, you know what, I'm just gonna have Knockoff and U-turn. Just good utility options. Like, I can't go wrong with those options. Like being able to remove, like, let's say a Scarf, having a slow pivot would be very nice. This thing can also wall most Mega Diancies, as long as it doesn't carry Hidden Power Ice. So, and as well as it can take on like Shaymin S if it doesn't have like any offensive item. So of course I have to be very wary of any Spadef drops from like, something like an Energy Ball, but not like Seed Flare, but like Energy Ball itself. So that's why I'm probably just gonna U-turn or knock off the possible Life Orb. Hopefully, so yeah. Of course, this thing just walls the shit out of Hippo, and I can pretty much. I think the reason why I kept the moveset like this is because Meloetta was really concerning, as well as Mismagius. I just needed something to just hit them for good damage while be able to sponge some of their hits. Knockoff was good options, but yeah. So, not really much to say. So, this core is pretty much a good pivot, slow pivot. Gives me a good U-turn core with Coco, so yeah. Then we have Pokemon. Pokemon's likely gonna die this game, Bronzong. All I'm hoping for is I could keep up Rocks this game, because I think if I could pretty much keep up Rocks, then I have a good chance to just wear down his team. So probably win the game just with Coco's like Gliscor just U-turning around. But of course, I gotta be very careful about certain mons. Like, let's say, Genesect. Genesect could be like the Fire Drive, and just have Technoblast Fire and just kill me off right there. So, I do have Hidden Power Fire, just in case I want to predict Genesect. So, it's pretty much the same set I had. Only difference is that maybe like the EV spread is just different. Like, this one's like, in a way, this is built in a way that Genesect doesn't get like a +1 and like special attack. Just instead attack instead, so that's pretty much it. So, Heavy Slams, of course, more consistent against shit like Meloetta, Mismagius, like Diancie and Shaymin, so yeah. And Psychic just for Kamo, so not much to say there. Pretty much any distinctive for Rocks. And of course Levitate. I mean, do I have to explain that one? So lastly we have Halo or Comfy. I really went like overboard with this one. Like on the last slot, I pretty much debated between I think Keldeo and Comfy, and whether I want to run max speed or max HP Comfy, like timid or modest basically, or with max speed or modest with like max HP. So basically with Hidden Power Fire. Like the thing is, Comfy has a very trollish speed tier, and I thought, you know what, I could try to maybe just get a kill against Genesect, especially if it's taking some chip damage, like let's say Rocks or anything from any like thing else. So yeah, not really much to say, but like the thing is with Comfy is that if you look at his team, Rotom, Diancie, Hippo, Mo, and even like Drillbur. Assuming he brings that. If he has, like, already you could see why I'm bringing this thing. Like, I obviously want something that could just outspeed Kamo, especially if it sets up, especially Diancie. Drillbur, it just kills it right then and there. Rotom, I could probably set up a Calm Mind and just go for Giga Drains, just Drain Kisses. Yeah, I could have like put like Sanitas as well, but of course I couldn't really fit it. I could have fit it, but it's just that like I decided, you know what, maybe getting the surprise hidden power fire would be good in this situation. So yeah, against Genesect. So yeah, so that's the team. So I'll be going to the battle in a bit. So be right back. All right, so here we are. So for those of you who skipped the video, here's a brief summary of my team. I have Wish support Kangaskhan, Volt Switch, pretty much 4 attacks, 4 switch, Grass Knot, Gleam, Coco, pretty standard, I guess, with Grass CMC, or Grass Knot, so. Calm Mind, Life Orb, like Latias, Pridef, U-Turn, Pivot, like Gliscor, our Rocks, Bronzong, and our Comfy, which is Max Speed and Timid Nature, so you pretty much catch Genesect off guard, so. Basically, looking at Carson's team, or Golden Centurion, I pretty much expected exactly the same team he brought. Well, almost, but I think the only difference is that he brought Drapion instead of Hippo, so maybe he just wants to bring something with like that could take like let's say Latias or Kamo, or not Kamo's, but Comfy's hits, while being able to maybe pursuit trap them. I do have a Drapion, or not Drapion, but I do have to be careful about Drapion as well, so because if it has T-spikes, that could be a problem. So yeah. So in terms of leads, 5-6 of his mons are pretty much walled by Kangaskhan, possibly. So, and I could get possible paralysis since most of them are just or toxic on the Rotom specifically. So yeah. So in this situation, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go with my gut, and I'm just gonna lead with Kang. So he goes for his Genesect as I lead with Kangaskhan. So already I'm like, okay, thinking, what do I do in the situation? So he goes to Genesect, gets the attack raise, and I'm like, alright, so what to do. So there's not really much I can do in this situation. So I pretty much have to just attack and see whether he's gonna go into, let's say, Rotom, Drapion, or even Kamo. So I could also see a Diancie switch in, but then again, he doesn't know my full set, so it's early on in the game, and also this is final, so he's probably gonna scout for it. So yeah. Here he switches out, goes to Rotom. I go for my Mega, and I'm just gonna go for the Body Slam. Get some good chip damage on this thing. So yeah. He reveals to be leftovers, so that's good. So I go for Toxic, trying to like get some dip or status on this thing. So yeah, and he goes into Kamo, and since he's both switched out, so and now we're in a predicament here, just early on in the game. So now I have to decide whether to go into Bronzong or Gliscor. So, and I obviously didn't want to go to Gliscor or like too early, but I feel like I kind of had to, nonetheless. So, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go Bronzong. So, probably hope that he doesn't have like, let's say like how do I say it? Ice Punch. So he goes for Rocks, gets them up very early up. So, yeah, that's pretty nice for Carson getting up his Rocks. I'm probably gonna do the same here. Here he's gonna go into Drapion, try to probably pursue trap me, and I'm gonna just go for my own Rocks. So yeah. So in this situation, we're kind of in a standstill. So we just got up. We just pretty simply traded Rocks here. So I'm in a very weird spot where like this guy could just probably set up T-spikes and just be overweight with this game, or pursuit trap me. So yeah. Either way, I just gotta be very careful in the situation. So like I'm just gonna have to like decide, you know what, who do I go into? Like Kang or Gliscor? Because I don't want to lose my Toxic Orb just since on Gliscor, since I haven't gotten Poison Healed. But at the same time, I really need like to get that in. So I really wanted to get Gliscor against this thing badly, but of course I need the poison on Gliscor first. So yeah, so I'm kind of forced to go to Kangaskhan here, as he's gonna go for knockoff, so get some good chip damage with Rocks and whatnot. So here he goes to Rotom, as I'm presuming he's gonna try to like, I don't know, do something, defog or status me with Wisp or T-Wave or whatever, so or just get damage. But I think the fact that I go for Wish probably makes him, as you see, well, I'm a little ahead, but he's gonna try to like go for the Thunder Wave as I go for the Protect, as I also want to get more chip on the Toxic turns here. And I do get my Wish back, so as yes, slowly but surely this Rotom's getting chipped down. So I pretty much want to ensure that rocks are up for the remainder of the game, because that means that Genesect and Shaymin are going to be chipped down for most of the game, and I really want to to ensure that like those mons are pretty much easy pickings for Coco and Comfy, so even Latias. So yeah. So here I decide, you know what, I'm just gonna go for Body Slam despite the Thunder Wave pressure. I do get a crit there, but I'm not so sure how much that matters. But maybe because like at this point you can probably see Rotom's now possibly a sack. Well, it's basically sacked now because like it's below the 12%. So then again, like if you try to switch it in to rocks, he probably dies. So like I don't know how. Like maybe this matters, but then again, like I outsped Rotom, so against Bronzong maybe not, but like but maybe like again like other mons like Latias, Coco, I'll just probably get a kill. Maybe waste turn of terrain, but that's about it. So yeah. So here he goes to Kamo, and now again I have to play the same situation. So I'm about to go to Bronzong. I want to see what this thing has. And I didn't want to switch into Gliscor just yet, since I'm kind of too afraid about the possible fact that this king could also be like maybe has Ice Punch or whatever. So yeah. So here he goes for close combat, and it does a lot. It does like around 50%. So I'm like, okay, either this thing is adamant or has like let's say what do you call it? Fistplate or black belt or something like that. So yeah, that's already like kind of concerning, because I think he just gets a max roll there. Kind of unfortunate, but you got to play around with that. So yeah, and at this point I'm like, all right, I'm gonna switch into Gliscor, because I think he's gonna go for the roll, just like how he went for it with the Decidueye. So I'm able to get the Toxic up, so I'm Toxic Poison. So now. And at this point, I'm like, alright, I'm just going to go for U-turn, see what he wants to do. As he actually switches out, probably for sack fodder here, as he goes to Rotom. Of course, at this point, like I get some recovery, but this likely means he's going to go into like Genesect. So, as you see, he goes to Genesect Chill. So, I didn't notice it, just tells you that on Showdown. So, he got this special attack raise, and I'm like, okay, so here I'm just going to go to Bronzong, just to probably sack this thing off, because at this point I can't really get any mileage from this thing anymore. And I do get recovery with the Papa Berry, thanks to him going for the ice move. So yeah, pretty nice here. So yeah, at this point I'm just gonna have to like, honestly, this turn I probably should have I made like a dumb play here. I should have just went for the Heavy Slam, because I would have just gone 25%. Instead of like the 7 here. That extra like I think 17-18% damage would have been very helpful, as you'll see, because he's gonna go for like Pursuit as I stay in. I go for Heavy Slam damage, just get chip on this thing. So like I said, maybe it would have been helpful just to get this thing very low in HP. So yeah. Either way, he's gonna be able to kill me with knockoff. So yeah. Which is unfortunate. So here I go into Gliscor, as I'm just going to go for a U-turn, trying to see what he's going to switch into. As you see, Genesect keeps switching in with these rocks. He's slowly but surely getting chipped down enough to where like maybe Thunderbolt or like Surf from like Latias will knock him out. So Surf, it'll have to be a little bit more, but for sure Thunderbolt. So yeah. So he's going to get a special attack raise, and so I'm going to go for a U-turn, get 10% on him, and I'm just going to go into top Coco. As at this point I'm like, there's no electric switch-ins on this guy, and I'm like free to Volt Switch, so he could stay in here and pretty much take a hit, and maybe like you know, he could probably stay in here, but of course I don't want to at the same time I want to keep up momentum as possible, as much as possible. So here I'm just gonna decide. You know what? I'm just gonna go into go full switch and go back into like comfy here. So I go and reveal comfy here right now. So yeah. At this point I'm like, I know Drapian's probably gonna switch in, but I want to see how much damage I can do against it because it is somewhat low, and with rocks up on the field, maybe I'm able to like put this thing down to like a good amount. So yeah. Anyways, here I've decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for the Drain Kiss. As you'll see here, I go for the Drain Kiss as it does nothing. It almost does basically nothing this game. And I'm like, well, I know this for sure, this thing's either Spadef or like, I know for sure that the thing is either Spadef or like AB. So now that's pretty much helpful information in a sense. So yeah. I'm gonna able to get a little bit of recovery, maybe 3% as you see, so that's with the life orb and whatnot, so yeah. Keep that in mind, by the way, so towards the very end. So at this point, this is very much I pretty much wanted to like I didn't want to stay in here, but at the same time I felt that he was gonna switch out to like maybe Genesect or like just go into like Poison Jab. So I had to pretty much decide whether to like switch it to either Kangaskhan or Gliscor. Expecting either a Genesect or like a possible like, you know, Genesect, Shaymin or whatever, so, or Diancie. And I felt, you know what, Kangaskhan's pretty much the better switch in here, since I could always kill this thing with Body Slam. And I could just wish up here, so yeah. But as you'll see, in this next few turns, I switch into Kangaskhan. He goes for the Poison Jab, he gets a crit, which is kind of unfortunate. And I go for the Wish here, and I get poisoned. And I'm not gonna lie, this poison kind of matters long term throughout this whole game, because this pretty much means that Kangaskhan can't really reliably check Diancie and Shaymin S anymore. And I know this is sort of like, I know I switched Kangan and I allowed this thing to happen, so essentially speaking, I let Kangaskhan get poisoned, and you know, I let this Drapian just poison me. So um so yeah, and it's pretty unfortunate that this happens, because now, yes, I could go for the protect and wish back up. It's not like we're like in sand where like I if I was like, let's say 6 or 5% low, I'd probably die. I'll still get the wish up, but now if I get rocks in, like I probably in this situation I probably would have been like around 80% or 72% when I switched back, or like no, not 72%, but like 60 something percent, or it's like around 68% when I switch back into like, let's say a Diancie or Shaymin S. But at least I'm above 50% to where like I could take a hit from either Diancie, Genesect, or Shaymin, and that would have been very crucial for the late game. But now that I got poisoned, it pretty much it puts me in a weird spot, because now like I pretty much anticipate like I went to Kangaskhan anticipating a Genesect or a Shaymin S switching, but then again, it's one of those hindsight 2020 things, but whatever. So yeah, of course I'm just gonna go for Body Slam because I outspeed this thing. So I went for Wish earlier. So yeah, and now I'm just gonna have to like pretty much accept, okay, Kang's like gonna go down. So I'm kind of hoping that he goes into Diancie at this point, but obviously there's no reason for him not to go to Kamo now. So it's his best super effective answer to this thing. So there's no point. If he's gonna go with close combat, at least I could go to like Coco or Comfy to revenge kill with Dazzle, so get chip on something else, or let me kill it. So yeah, here I'm just gonna go for Body Slam, and I get the paralysis. Of course, this won't matter as much as he goes for the close combat. Again, I'm pretty much forced to sack Kangaskhan there, because there's just nothing I could do. So yeah. Now against Latias, here I'm against the Latias, against Kamo. and this is like another sort of, I don't want to say a weird 50-50 because this one's just unfortunate because I actually just make a misclick. I intentionally wanted to go for what do you call it? Psychic, but I actually clicked surf instead. But like it still gets the kill even without the crit. So then again he's -1. So I guess it was in my favor to kill this thing. So, yeah. Even though that was kind of a bad play there, because I would probably like I shouldn't have like I should have just went for the psychic. So sort of that way he doesn't expect me to have, let's say, serve. So yeah. Then again, he would probably be the same situation over. I probably, though in that sense, I rather want him to like go for the like okay, how do I say this? Like I rather him like keep switching in and out with the rocks damage, so that way Diancie, Shaman, and Genesect will be able to like keep getting chipped down. So yeah. All right, sorry, we're back. I just noticed the music stopped playing. So yeah. So anyways, I'm up against a Mega Diancie with Latias, and right now I'm in a very weird spot because I want to switch out, but at the same time I do not want to switch. I do not want to let Diancie set up a Calm Mind or a Rock Polish right now because that probably means I lose. So at this point, I'm pretty much forced to stay in and go for the surf and probably risk the 50-50 in this. And of course, it's kind of, I know I have to, I don't want to do this, but at the same time, what other play do I have? Because let's say he wins the 50-50 and gets the Calm Mind boost. I go for surf, and at least I get some major chip damage off to where, like, let's say, like, a Z Bloom Doom would be able to, like, or even, like, a Thunderbolt or Giga Drain will not, from, like, Comfy would knock it out. And then it'll put me in a favorable situation where, like, it's just a weakened Genesect and a Shaman S versus a Coco, Amon, Comfy with priority and Blizzcore. So yeah. So here he megas up, and lo and behold, he wins the speed tie. So it's unfortunate, but you know that's gonna happen. So here I'm just gonna go into Coco, and I'm like, this is a turn that honestly, this is probably like the turn that probably decided the game. But I still had like one major out, as I'll explain it towards the end. So here I was debating really like again, it's the same situation. Like I don't want to like let this thing set up for free. This Diancie for free. Like let's say if this thing goes for Calm Mind, or like this even like a what do you call it? Calm Mind or was it Rock Polish? There you go. I don't want this thing to like start sweeping me because I still don't know whether this thing has, you know, Diamond Storm or whether it has Power Gem, because that's very important because Comfy could take Power Gem but not the Diamond Storm. And also like you know, if I get the recovery first, I might have enough HP before, you know, Life Orb damage to like maybe take out Moonblast and whatnot. So yeah. The point here, support stance, is that like I can't let Diancie set up no matter what. So at the result, I decide, you know what, I kind of have to go for my Z move. And of course, this is gonna probably bite me in the ass, as he has a Genesect right there, I am just gonna waste my Z move. Now, had I gone for like, let's say like Thunderbolt or hell, like even Volt Switch, this would have been amazing, because now I would have been able to like kill this Genesect with Comfy, with Hidden Pyre Fire or whatever. So, well, then again, Diancie would have been super weakened to like where Hidden Pyre Fire into maybe Giga Drain might have knocked it out. Though that might have been a roll. So yeah. Either way, then again, and also like this Genesect isn't like I believe a weird like event one, similar to what, you know, the Extreme Speed Entei was, but it has to be shiny and whatnot. This Genesect I don't think this Genesect has E-Speed, so because it's not shiny, so that's very important. So and I could still kill this thing with Thunderbolt, but yeah, like I still have to deal with this this thing. So yeah. Here I go for Volt Switch as I want to get in like swoops or Blitzcore in, and the reason why I go into this thing over, let's say, Shaman, or over like, let's say, Comfy, or I just go for like instead of Thunderbolt, is I still don't know whether the Shaman is Scarfed, and given its speed tier, given how strong it is naturally with the special attack stat, I think it's a very likely Scarfer. So yeah. So at this point, it's like this score is here basically as a sack fodder. But at this, like this game is pretty much heavily this game heavily depends on two things for me for the win. One, the Shaman set, and two, whether the Yancy has like let's say like enough firepower to kill me. But then again, I know that at this point the Yancy is not modest; it's timid or a positive speed nature. So, so yeah, my goal. So right now, my goal is for him to actually go into the Yancy and possibly just go for Boom Blast. So at this point, I'm hoping that he doesn't have like certain moves and whatnot. I have to hope that I have to go for a U-turn and probably get the roll with the Comfy. And if I don't get the roll, live with Diamond Storm or Moonblast, and then like probably chip down Shaman S enough to where and also make sure that Shaman S doesn't get speedy, you know, to the point where like Coco could just kill it off. So yeah, if it's Scarf, then maybe we're able to like live like, let's say, multiple hits because it's not an offensive item, let's say Life Orb. But if it's Life Orb, then I just gotta make sure it doesn't sneak this up or once or twice, and also get a sub up. But then again, Comfy is like has priority, so I can always break the sub. So yeah. Here he goes to the Yancy, and yeah, the moment of truth. Does this thing have some weird coverage option like Hidden Power Ice or whatnot? I thought that maybe he could have like Magnet Rise, but then again, like I was like, nah, I don't think he will go that far. So, so I'm just gonna go for a U-turn and try to get chip damage and get Comfy in safely. But unfortunately, as you'll see, he does have the Hidden Power Ice. So, and yeah, I go into Coco, and honestly, like thinking about it now, this is honestly like sort of a misplay in a sense. I probably should have went for Comfy instead of like Coco, but then again, like I didn't know whether or not this thing had Diamond Storm or just Moonblast. That's like main offensive option or stab option. So I pretty much was still threatening this guy, hoping that this thing could just like since I've been able to pressure him most of the time, I was just hoping that like maybe I could get like Dancy, or pretty much I'm just banking on like a choke in a sense. So yeah, because I have like I haven't gotten these sort of 50-50s in my call or in my favor. So yeah, especially with the speed tie on the Latias, the Kangaskhan getting poisoned, crit poison, which honestly was a very unfortunate. And also well, I think that's about it. So yeah, so I calced and I noticed that Moonblast has like I think a 25% chance to kill my Comfy. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go for Volt Switch, Giga Drain, or not Giga Drain, but Drain Kiss the Diancie to get more recovery. Probably live my own Life Orb. Then go to when he goes to Shaman or S, hope that he's not like Scarfed. And yeah, that's pretty much my win con there, because of course I don't have Hidden Power Ice, and Shaman S doesn't have like let's say like he's gonna have to go for lock himself into Grass Move with Shaman S no matter what. So yeah, so here I go for the Volt Switch, and I do a lot of damage. Go to Comfy. However, this thing just knocks me out cleanly and gets the 0.25%. So as a result, our best chance to win this game is probably just to get a paralysis onto Shaman S, which, knowing my luck so far in this game, isn't gonna go that well. So we're able to kill this Diancie, but as you'll see, like you see, the Shaman is able to live this hit, and yeah, Damon just gets really. I just noticed this thing gets a crit back, so um um it doesn't really matter. So I was already low HP, um so yeah, we lose the game, so we lost finals. So um GG's to Golden Centurion or Carson, as he is now basically your D2 League champion. So alright, so I'm recording this re-recording this like closeout of part of the video, or this conclusion to this video right now, since the other one I had like wasn't very, I think I just rambled too long, probably like 9 minutes about what ifs and whatnot. Then I realized, oh wait, I could have done this. So, anyways, regarding this battle against Carson or Golden Centurion, um pretty much there were like several like plays here and there that were ultimately just pretty much came down to like certain like I guess you could say 50-50 calls whether or not he would switch into a certain Pokemon or not. And that was pretty much my thought process going into this game, or because like certain Pokemon like Genesect and or Shaymins were gonna be like pressuring to my team to begin with. So yeah. But so that's why I brought said Pokemon, you know, defensive Kangaskhan and Bronzong, and also like what Life Orb Comfy to begin with. So so regarding like those turns, like, or like, you know, when I say that it matters throughout the whole bit, certain things, I, I do admit that the poison on Kangaskhan was unfortunate, though I could have like probably played around it. But then again, like Dancy or Shaman would probably like still be able to like kill Kangaskhan, so maybe I shouldn't have hastily like switched, got Kangaskhan like that. Like I shouldn't have sacked it too early. But then again, I don't like, it was already very low HP to where like if I switch back into rocks, poison's just gonna kill like over time. Even though it's regular poison, it's still doing like a good amount of residual damage as well, like 12% or 1/8 of my HP. And not only that, you have mons like Kamo that are still on the field. So yeah. Um. So basically, like there were like several turns that like pretty much ultimately decided this game, and of course like the speed tie on Latias, Mega Dancy, the poison onto Kangaskhan, also like getting that call versus Coco onto the answer whether to go for Volt Switch or short grass Seagrass Knot, which ultimately like Carson got that one right. That one I think I'll give it to him. Like he definitely got me there. So and also against the what is it, the very last turn, like I could have lived with the Comfy, because I did have like a 70, like he had like a, I think 25% chance to Oko my Comfy, but of course he got the roll in his favor. So yeah. Um, I could have gone to Coco on the turn where like Kamo was down. Like thinking about it, hindsight, um, since that could have just prevented all those other 50-50s here and there. So I think he probably would have gone into like Shaman S, pretty much bluff the scarf or whatnot. But either way, that would probably be like another game of itself, and then I have to like figure out what the hell that moveset is on Shaman, whether it's like, you know, sub to need this, or hell even Tailwind, because like the last thing I was kind of like concerned was possible Tailwind or speed setup with any of his mons, and I just, especially with like healthy mons like Dancy and Shaman still left on the field, and as well as Genesect. So yeah, I still think I still made the best possible plays in most of these games, most of the battle, except when like I went for Surf against the Kamo for some reason. That one was like a pretty off play. I'm kind of thankful that kind of like that could have bite me in the ass. Not gonna lie. So yeah. But still, like I could have like still like played this game a lot better. To the point where that 50-50s weren't going to decide the whole game, but honestly, there was not really much I could have done to prevent that situation from occurring because I think it was still gonna come down to like just trying to figure out what sets Carson brought for this map for this rematch, and of course, like this is a very high stakes game and whatnot. So, um, I still think he played better than me. Like at the end, just barely edging me out, and winning the championship. So for DGBA season D2. So yeah, um, so that's all I'm gonna have to say. So it's a lot more quicker and shorter than the other video that I had. So I will say that I will have like a sort of an update video regarding what's going on with the channel and whatnot. So you guys stay tuned for that. So but anything to do, this is Black 117, and I'll see you guys later. So see ya.